The other day, I was playing Uno with my daughter, and she was taking what seemed like an eternity at the time to gather through and sort her cards and figure out how she was going to manage to get me to pull the whole deck. And so when she finally looked up, she found me glancing at my phone to catch up on the latest news from Israel. And she was very polite. She simply looked at me and she said, "Are you there, Daddy?" And in an instant, I was plunged back into a reality where the only choice that mattered was playing a 2 or a reverse card. And I realized, no, actually, I wasn't there. I'd been somewhere else, somewhere important, but somewhere far away, where my actions and my choices didn't even matter. But here, my choice between the 2 card and the reverse card, that mattered. At least, it mattered very much to my daughter. Our tradition understands that even though we might physically be in a place, our minds, our spirits might be very far away. When we're at Hebrew school, when we're at services, when we're at home, perhaps we're actually somewhere else entirely. In this week's Torah portion, Mishpatim, God asks Moses to come up the mountain to receive all of the laws that Moses is supposed to give the Israelites. But this, according to the Torah, is what God tells Moses. Alei Elai hahara v'heyeh sham. Come up to me on the mountain and be there. Well, if Moses climbs the mountain, why does God need to tell him to be there? The Hasidic sage Menachem Mendel of Kotsk teaches us that we should read God's instructions to Moses as an admission about what it means to be human. That even when we climb the mountaintop, our minds might be somewhere else. And Moses' undivided attention was absolutely needed there on the mountaintop to receive God's laws. I feel like today that seems like a harder and harder ask. A time when every article, every text, every notification, every WhatsApp message seems designed to grab our attention and pull it away from the moment we're in. It might be time to start asking ourselves, where should we be right now? Yes, the world has its problems, including problems that are very deeply meaningful, even personal to us. And we really ought to help solve those problems. But where should we be right now? Where are our actions and choices going to matter most? And I'm guessing that more often than not, our choices are going to matter the most right here. Because our friends need us here. Our children, our grandchildren need us here. Our parents and grandparents need us here. Our community needs us here. And if we're being honest with ourselves, is there really that much we can do right now about what's out there? So I'm going to ask us to do something crazy tonight. And only if you're feeling brave enough, and if you're not on call, or if you're not checking in with the babysitter or something like that. I'm going to ask you, take out your phone. No, I'm really asking. Go ahead, take it out. Okay? On every phone, there's an on-off button. And I'm going to ask you, Oh, no, I don't want to talk to the AI. I'm going to ask you, go ahead. It's still talking to the AI. And turn that phone off. Don't silence it. Just turn it off. And don't worry, parents, you get high-def shots of your kids here, so you can get them later. And if you're talking with somebody about school or about the video game you were playing or about work or about something outside of this room, I'm going to ask you to just, please, only if you want, try pausing. And let's all just take in a deep breath. Feel the seat behind your back. Feel the floor underneath your feet, if your feet reach there. Smell the smells. Listen to the music. Put your arm around a friend or a loved one. Feel their warmth, their strength. And I pray we'll discover that this is exactly where we need to be right now. Tonight, we've already climbed the mountain. We're here. So let's see what it feels like to be here together. Shabbat Shalom.